Hi there, my fellow metal detectorists, treasure hunters. I thought I'd take the time today to try doing a quick teaching video on some items that I find while detecting that are good signs that you could find good targets around them. Many of you might have found these before. They're old baiting suit buckles. I've got quite a few over the years because I hit mainly old beaches, spots that used to be beaches and are no longer, or spots that are fishing areas now that 100 years ago were popular swimming spots. Those are the places I like to hit. So I've got quite a few buckles over the years. I've got more down cellar and shoe boxes here and there, but this is a collection from over probably the last 10 years. You find these and you're most likely going to find old silver, maybe some other relics, gold rings. Some of these buckles are very collectible. This one with the surfer on it and a couple of the other ones are actually collectible items. These other buckles here, I've seen people find these and think they're some kind of colonial buckle on the beach. They're not. They're actually bathing suit buckles of some sort or another. This is an old Victorian. I don't know if it came off the front of a woman's bathing suit. It might have just been a decorative, and strapped across her front. But like I said, if you get some in fresh water, they could be very collectible. And the thing about these that some people don't know is that they're made of brass mostly. You may get some that might be bronze or some kind of a copper additive or whatever. But they stopped making these around 1940. It might have been 39. It depends. When we were helping Britain when they entered World War II. But when we entered World War II, items like this were no longer made of brass. So when you find any of these, you're using an area that's pre-1940. So that's a good thing to keep in mind, because it means that you're going to find, coins or whatnot that are going to be in the silver era or earlier. And like I said, these are a very good sign. I know guys that find these and hate finding them, but I love finding them because it's a good sign. And usually most of these are like this. If they're complete, they're pretty heavy. So if somebody missed this, then they missed other items also. The other thing I want to show you is these here. I mean, I would think that most people would know what these are, but these are bathing cap snaps. Now these here are aluminum, so these are probably World War II or after that. But still, almost nobody wears bathing caps anymore. I remember in the 60s my aunts wearing them, and they probably had aluminum snaps. These here are brass. If they're brass, they're most likely pre-1940. Once again, you find these little snaps. They're from old bathing caps, and it means, once again, you could be in an area where there's silver and old gold. The last thing I'm going to talk about, beach related here, is these. These are bathhouse tags. I've seen people find them recently, some small ones like this, even like this, and people thought they were hotel key tags and the key fell off. They are not. These are bathhouse tags. Way back when, 100 years ago, 30s, 40s even, they had cubicles, and when you went to the bathhouse, you changed in the changing room, and you would go and put your clothes and shoes into a cubicle. Probably not just a little bit bigger probably than this book. You would put your shirt, pants, and shoes in there, and they would give you the tag. These tags did not have keys on them. When I first started finding them a long time ago, I thought they were a key tag for a locker. They were not. They were for wooden cubicles. These actually went on a little nail or peg. And then when you gave the guy your clothes, he would hang this on that peg, or take it off the peg, and give it to you. The reason why we know that is because of a tag like this. This says box. Now the number's worn off. This one here says box also. It's from the same beach and it has a number on it. So they would hand this to you. The smart thing would have been to leave it on your towel or blanket, but some guys probably put it in their bathing suit pocket and dove in and they fell out. Now some of these can be collectible. This one is very collectible because of the beach it's from. This one is from another beach in Rhode Island, and this is collectible. It was an old park and very popular, so I'm sure somebody out there would pay a few bucks to have this. These two here that say Rudd's, I researched and found out that this was a bathhouse. So you would actually give them your clothes when you change into your bathing suit, and they would give you this tag. But this was a bathhouse. You could actually shower in there. I think they said they served food at this place called Rudd's. Whatever. I've got two different shapes here. I got the diamond shape and the round one. These are very collectible. There are people out there that would pay you for these. So they're not junk. But like I said, these are bathhouse tags, whatever. They are not hotel. Most hotels, if they have it, the key would be on there because the key is brass. If keys were made of steel, then they would rust away. But if you notice, I have no keys. All these went onto a peg and were taken off the peg and given to the patron when they dropped their clothes off. When they wanted to pick their clothes back up, they would give this back to the person that ran the bathhouse or whatever. They might charge you 5 or 10 cents to store your clothes there. Back then, I guess you didn't really have to worry about anybody stealing your stuff. These here were a smart idea because these you would pin to your bathing suit somewhere on yourself, and usually they wouldn't be lost. The people that lost these three, I guess, decided they didn't want them pinned to themselves. But this actually would have been a very good idea. These all have numbers on them and would serve the same purpose. They probably did hang them on a peg, and like I said, you would return them when you left. So hopefully you keep that in mind and pass on the knowledge I pass on to you. That way you know what you've got. Good luck if you get out hunting.